Lizkadash Shemei Rabo B'yomo Divaro Chirusei V'yamlich Malechusei B'chayechonu v'yomecho U'v'chayedecho Beis Yisroel Ba'agolo U'vizman kariv v'yimeru Amen.
Although he's not with us here tonight, his presence is felt by all. Mr. Sal Kalish joined our community 37 years ago. 34 years ago, he became the Shliach Tzibor for the Yom Noraim. Who doesn't remember his beautiful songs and melodies for Kol Midrei, Unusana Tokef, and the Ne'ilah? 3 years ago, Mr. Kalish was the president who hired me to become the rabbi of our community. Sal, he held my hand through my rookie year, and he never left go. He always cared about me and gave me a good word, a warm word that kept me going. The first day we were here in Bayswater, there was a knock at the door. There was Sal Kalish with a big bag full of food. It wasn't the food that I remember. It was the warm smile and the concern and care, the genuine care and concern that he had for both me, my wife, and my family.
He was always thinking, what can I possibly do to help somebody?
Saul actually became my mentor. Many years ago, the nominating committee came to me and offered me the job as president. I had many doubts about it because of my lack of yeshiva education, and I thought that I could not possibly do this kind of a job. I spoke to Saul about it. He encouraged me, and he kept encouraging me until I finally said, I'll take the job. And with his encouragement all along the way, it turned out very well, and I was president for 4 straight years. In addition to that, Saul's davening meant so much to myself and my family that my family emulated him.
From the moment he came into the shul, changed my life. He became a very good friend and a mentor.
He, together with his wonderful wife Anita, built a family. Jay, Adina, and Hindi. They built a family and a reality community.
Saul was what I called the Zen master. No matter what problem faced the shul, what bill needed to be paid, or situation came up concerning some member or some event, I would be the one who would worry. How are we going to pay this? How are we going to do this? Saul's response was always, "Don't worry about it. It'll get done. We'll solve the problem. It'll get paid." And he was always right.
He helped people with their bar mitzvah parshas. He inspired everybody. He helped the shul, and he brought the shul to where it is today. When he needed somebody to do something for the shul, he wouldn't go over and say, "Hey, can you do something?" He would always go over to someone. Let's say they needed someone to be on a committee. He would go over to someone and say, "Hey, Mazel Tov," and the guy would say, "Oh, what for?" He goes, "Well, you're going to be part of the board now."
The biggest nachas that Saul had was coming to the shul barbecue in our backyard last September and watching how the young children played kickball and football and had a barbecue. He was knipping every single child. Everybody got a warm word from Saul. He had such nachas. He was beaming with joy. And I remember at the Hachnasa Sefer Torah, he already knew that he wasn't well. But the nachas that permeated his face, it was so evident. This was his dream. The shul should be rebuilt. The shul should grow. There should be young people, old people. Every type of Jew should be walking in our shul.
And one day, Erev Shabbos, I get a call in my room at 3 o'clock when I'm getting ready for Shabbos. "Come down here with Sylvia. We're going someplace." So we go down to the parking lot where he'd put the car, and we get into the car, and we start outside, coming outside of Jerusalem into the hills. And we go up and up and up, and finally he stops the car and says, "Now get out." We all got out of the car, and there we were on Har HaTzofim. And we walked to the edge of Har HaTzofim, and the entire old city was there before us. And he said, "Now let's sing what we always sing at home." And we all started singing Mi'al Pisgat Har HaTzofim. The people passing on the highway must have thought we were crazy. But this was an experience that Sal had given us that we will never forget.
When he said to me, "Aaron, my friend," it meant something to me, like it made me shiver all over.
He inspired us and so many with his davening. His davening is taking place all over the world now, especially in Israel.
We sang together, we learned together, we laughed together, we celebrated family affairs together. We were so close that it's hard to know what I'm going to do now that he's gone.
I am sure that up in Gan Eden, this great tzaddik is smiling upon us here tonight. He is shepping nachas from upon high, and he's smiling at us and saying, "This is exactly what I had in mind." And I'm sure in the schus of this great individual, we will continue to grow and to give him nachas.
وبيوم tzom kippur yechaseimur yechaseimur